On a Tuesday at the United Nations General Assembly, the world's leaders gathered to listen. They were there to hear from former President Donald Trump, a moment charged with anticipation. Trump's past UN speeches had been unpredictable, sometimes confrontational, always memorable. The United Nations, built on diplomacy, now braced for a leader known for shaking up the status quo. Would he call for cooperation, or challenge the very foundations of international order? As Trump stepped to the podium, diplomats and heads of state watched, their faces unreadable. The speech could set the tone for years of international relations. Supporters saw strength. Critics feared isolation and chaos. The world wondered, which Trump would appear today? The Grand Hall buzzed with curiosity and apprehension. The stage was set for a performance that would reveal as much about Trump as about America's place in the world. To understand the impact, remember Trump's first UN address in 2017. Aggressive, confrontational, threatening to totally destroy North Korea. This time, the tone was different, less menacing, more meandering. Trump joked about a malfunctioning teleprompter, breaking the formal decorum. He complained about a stalled escalator, and reminisced about losing a bid to renovate the UN headquarters, critiquing the building's floors. The speech felt less like statesmanship, more like a real estate pitch. Instead of global threats, he focused on personal grievances and anecdotes. Zishan Alim of MSNBC noted, it was less America first, more Trump first. The UN stage became a backdrop for his one-man show, filled with inside jokes and self-promotion. The audience was left bewildered by the shift from global issues to personal stories. The threats of war were gone, replaced by complaints about escalators, but the self-centered worldview remained. Trump's style had changed, but the focus was still firmly on himself. Trump's speech centered on his own record, painting a picture of unprecedented success. He claimed to have ended 7 wars in 7 months, a statement quickly debunked by fact-checkers. Trump suggested he deserved the Nobel Peace Prize, saying everyone wanted him to win. He boasted about the U.S. economy, calling America the hottest country anywhere in the world. These claims, familiar from his rallies, were exaggerated or false. Zishan Alim pointed out the split-screen reality. Trump's world of triumphs versus the facts. The speech was less about policy, more about personal myth-making. Diplomats and journalists saw a disconnect between Trump's narrative and reality. The global audience was left questioning what was real and what was self-promotion. Trump's version of reality dominated the stage, but not the facts. Beyond self-praise, Trump laid out hardline policies. He promoted his administration's tough immigration crackdown, warning other nations adopt similar policies or, your countries are going to hell. On the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, he blamed Palestine, ignoring Israeli actions. He criticized European allies for relying on Russian gas, challenging them directly. Trump dismissed green energy as a scam, mocking wind power and rejecting climate action. This stance isolated the U.S. from global efforts on climate change. Ironically, he called himself a champion of free speech, despite his administration's record of targeting critical media. The disconnect between his words and actions was glaring. Trump's policy pronouncements were provocative, often at odds with global consensus. The speech further distanced America from its allies and the world. The international reaction was swift and overwhelmingly negative. Diplomats privately called the speech embarrassing and mad. Washington Post reporter Ishan Tharoor shared a diplomat's blunt text, "This man is stark, raving mad." Zishan Alim described it as Trump first, not America first. Instead of building alliances, Trump settled personal scores and promoted falsehoods. For many, the speech damaged America's reputation as a reliable global partner. It made future cooperation harder, eroding trust in U.S. leadership. The world saw chaos and self-interest on display, not statesmanship. The UN General Assembly became a stage for spectacle, not diplomacy. The aftermath, a lasting shockwave and a reminder of how much these moments matter.